Right, guys, this is Crazy Kev here, and I'm here with my man Kyle O'Hare. Kyle, how we doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. And Kyle, man, you got a fight coming up August 9th. I mean, talk to us a bit more about that opponent and a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's been a weird fight camp. I had an original opponent. He was a 4-0. I was super excited to fight him. It was a good matchup. He was just a strict wrestler, and I was super excited for that. But he had to pull out, so we got replaced with Tommy DeVito. Um, and um, he's 20, and yeah, I like the matchup.
What's up
I
with
like
this picture, man? Everyone's making fun of his picture.
Right. I actually kind of feel bad because the collab they posted the picture of the fight card, but they collabed him in the post for some reason. So all my comments show up on his feed, in this comment section is like a war zone. I feel if you go look at it, it's so bad. There's some brutal. I had to remove a few because I felt really bad. But yeah, the pictures. Yeah, he should have did a little bit better. He probably should have set different angle, different lighting, something. He looks 12. And that looks bad for me because everyone thinks I'm fighting a 12-year-old. But he's 20 and I'm 21.
Obviously, you got a new matchup here with Tommy. And now, after this matchup with Tommy, are you trying to run it back with your former opponent, or what's going on with that?
I mean, the problem with that is that this is the second time I was supposed to fight this dude and he's pulled out for something. So I would love to. I think that's a great matchup for me. He's only a wrestler. I've never seen him throw a punch in a fight. So I, I think my jujitsu it could be world class on certain moments and days. So if he wants to take me down, that's fine. But with him pulling out twice, I'm just not really interested in giving somebody another opportunity. Um, Plus, I plan on turning pro, so no, probably not.
You mentioned you're planning on turning pro. You think you're going to do that after this fight, or what?
There's a good possibility. I mean, if when I run through them, I don't see why I wouldn't. I'm kind of trying to speed run this. I'm trying to turn pro as fast as possible. I think that I have a legitimate shot to make a title run at 125 in the UFC, and I don't want to continue like wasting time just spending a bunch of time in fight camps and amateur fights just to finish them within a minute. So if I can, I'd like to get more competition as a pro and get as many pro fights in as possible. I think at 125 and at the amateur level, I don't see anyone competing with me. So I would like to turn pro as fast as, and I say that humbly. I'm just being honest. So I would like to turn pro to give me more competition, so like I can get better from tougher fights. Because I feel like just haven't had a tough fight yet.
And obviously, you have a lot of followers on Instagram and everything. I mean, how tough is it for you to kind of find fights on the amateur scene?
Oh my goodness, it is so brutal.
Really? Okay.
It was brutal before I got all the followers. It's been more brutal after.
Wow.
It's Yeah, well, I have kickboxing fights, and I have four, and I'm 4-0 in those, and I've wrestled for 15 years, and I'm about to have my purple belt. So when people see that I've done everything and I didn't just focus in on one martial art, like either kickboxing, wrestling, um, I think people get insecure that they have holes in their game in some capacity, so they don't take the fight because I'm well rounded. And now the fact that when they do lose, they're going to be a meme on the internet. I think that's also another factor that leads to them not wanting to take the fight. Um, but I think that I have a lot of experience for only being a 2-0 amateur, and it's been extremely difficult. I think before for my first MMA fight, I had 13 opponents in a row pull out.
It's incredible. Yeah,
And
it's
then
insane.
and then the guy stepped up on 2 weeks' notice to fight me. I've been dealing with pullouts a lot. I've probably dealt with like over 30, and I've only had 6 fights total.
It makes sense, man, no doubt about it. But yeah, that's definitely brutal for sure, man. Now, another thing I was curious about as well too. I mean, obviously, we're talking a little bit more about your social media. I mean, have you had like big promotions kind of reach out to you or anything like that? I mean, since you're kind of mentioning teasing the pro scene.
Um, I have had some good promotions reach out to me. There's a few that I'm looking at right now. I'm currently signed with 247 though,
Hmm.
for two more for this fight and then two more. So unless like a really big promotion hits me up, I'll be sticking with them for the time being. I'll probably do my pro debut with them. But if the LFA reaches out, if CFFC reaches out, um, if any like I mean those are the only two that I could see me fighting for. Um, I would definitely take that opportunity to fight my first pro fights there, just because they have good exposure and they have a good pipeline for getting into the UFC. Um, so yeah, I definitely would do that. I also like this is no diss to the guy, but I watched their 125er fight on the Ultimate Fighter, their 125-pound champion who was running their division for a while, and my goodness, I need to be in the LFA. Let's just say that.
I definitely think the LFA would definitely be a cool location for you for sure if they definitely hit you up. Now, another thing I was curious about as well too. I mean, obviously, you've had pretty good social media. I mean, how do you kind of come up with these memes and everything like that that you're making?
How do I drugs? No.
Yeah.
um, I mean, I don't know. I scroll on the internet a lot,
Okay. Okay.
and I scroll on the internet, and I kind of take inspiration from other people, and I'll kind of think about turning it into my own way. So some of my videos I'll think up completely on my own. I'll like just be sitting there, and I'll have some crazy idea get dropped to me, or you know what's really weird is I have this happen a lot. As I'm falling asleep, I'll get my best video ideas. So like as I'm about to fall asleep, I always keep my phone right next to me in my notes app, just because I always have some of my greatest ideas as I'm about to fall asleep. But I mean, honestly, I'll go and I'll listen to audios and I'll try to like think, what can I do with this? Or I'll see a trend. I try to always pick up on all the trends that are hot and make them into my own. I never want to like straight up copy someone, but I will see a video and be like, oh, how could I make this about MMA or jujitsu and stuff like that. And I've always been like a creative mind with like directing and video production, editing, filmmaking. So I feel like I was kind of born with a little edge on like being creative in filmmaking. Well, it's making 15-second reels, but yeah.
Definitely hear you when it comes to that stuff. I mean, now you've obviously made a lot of these videos. I mean, what's maybe one of your favorite ones that you made?
I was just thinking about that the other day.
Okay.
Honestly, my favorite one I ever made, it has to be the first shadow boxing video with the Khabib, my
Okay.
Khabib shadow boxing video,
That
just
was a good one.
because that was my first one that I did that like it was the first one I did, and then it's the most popular one to this day. It has like 5.5 million views on my Instagram. ESPN posted it. Like that was crazy. Um, and it was just the start to all like my memes that I started doing, and it made me like confident that I can continue to do that series and like continue to be creative with that. But yeah, I'm just a huge fan of MMA, and I know like fighters' quirks and like their idiosyncrasies that make them who they are, and I feel like I could do a good job of replicating that with shadow boxing. So yeah, I'm super excited that series blew up. So that video, yeah, that's my favorite video.
It's definitely a good one for sure, man. Now you've obviously been training for a long time, but I mean, talk to us a bit more about what kind of got you MMA, what kind of got you into MMA, and how you kind of got started.
Yeah, so you're the first person to ask me that, and it's
Okay.
actually a really good story. So I wrestled my whole life, and I used to make TikToks like back in the day. Of course, I did of me like dancing and
Okay.
doing like little like stupid trends. I mean, I probably should have been getting bullied for it, but um, this kid kept on sending these videos in my group chat of like our grade group chat and was like, just saying things I can't really say right now. Just making fun of me, this, that, and the third. And then one day I was just like, all right, bro, let's fight about it. Like, you want to make fun of my TikToks? Let's fight about it. So I might clip this and put in the video for it, but we set up this huge fight night in the middle of my woods. There was probably 100 people in these woods by my house, and everyone had their flashlights on. We had like professional videographers, we had speakers. It was crazy, and it was just for me and him. And we fought. We had a bare knuckle boxing match in the woods, and I beat him up bad. I beat him up bad. I broke his nose, gave him double black eye. And I remember I fought that fight after like 2 months removed from like a very serious knee surgery. So I was only fighting on like one leg as well. And then I like I beat him up bad. And after that, the feeling that I had before that, the not anxiety, but like just the fear of the unknown of fighting, and I really love competing. I think that's my favorite thing to do with if it's anything in life. If that's Mario Kart, Xbox, fighting. I don't like losing, and having that fear, and that build up and all of that, and then coming out on top is just a feeling I fell in love with. And now I just chase that all the time. Just chasing that high of just getting in that fight and winning. And from that day, I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm definitely fighting." I didn't think it would turn into this, but I was confident that I would be good at it.
I'm definitely surprised no one's asked you about it, but I'm definitely glad you got to share with me, no doubt about it. And another thing about that, I mean, now you obviously had that situation happen. Now, how do you kind of deal with like the nerves and the pressure for like an actual like bout now?
Um, I I really don't. I don't really have any nerves or stuff. I mean, there's like my last day of my fight was at my hometown, and I had like I sold so many tickets for that because it was just in my hometown, and I was just chilling all day. I had a great day. I remember I went home after weigh-ins. I was just playing some Xbox, and it was like a normal day. I showed up to the fight, got my hands wrapped, walked out, fought. Like I wasn't nervous at all. I think that my training and how much work I put into it myself with the lifting, with how dialed in my nutrition is all the time. I take one cheat meal a week, and my cheat meal this week was a Sprite. That I'm always super dialed in. I know that no one's doing it better than me. So it gives me this extreme confidence that when I get into fights or fight days, to not be nervous, to not fear. And I have, this relationship with God that, just gives me this strength where I'm always, asking for strength and confidence and, to relieve me of my fears and anxieties. And, it kind of just all comes together at that point on fight day. And I'm just a competitor. I've gotten good at being ready for the moment and not letting the anxiety of the day take over me. Just being present and yeah, that's just I don't let the moments get to me. I try to be the moment. I try to be present in the moment and not be a victim of it.
I think that's important for sure, and that's definitely an awesome mindset to kind of have. And now, when it comes to you doing your training, I mean, who are maybe some of the best training partners that make you the best version of you?
Well, I just trained with Marab, so that was no, I did train with them, but that was only one round.
Right.
Um, but my main training partners are my for this fight in specific. One of my best friends, Jaden, he's been with me through this game the whole time. Jaden Brewer. He's a southpaw and he hits hard as shit. So I'm fighting a southpaw, and I know he's not going to do anything close to the power wise that my teammates do. And that also gives me confidence as well when I train with really good people who push me and give me great looks and beat me up. That's um that's a huge confidence booster. My other friend Mike, he's just a big tank of muscle and explosion. And both my training partners are 170. So when I go against people my size, it feels like it's a cheat code, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it makes sense.
But I also travel out to Stout PGH in Pittsburgh, and I have really good training partners down there that push me. Tim, Lucas, Luke Martin, just and a bunch of other guys. Um, but they all pushed me and gave me really good looks, and I know that they're high level, and anyone I fight is just not on their level. So I have the confidence that I have the looks, I have the vision, um, and yeah.
No, I definitely think that's important to have some good training partners, kind of like you mentioned, and that's definitely awesome to hear. Now, obviously, you're a beast and whatnot in the cage, but what do you kind of like to do outside the cage when you're not in there training and fighting?
Bro, I have a serious video game addiction. I
Okay.
play Xbox all the time. If I'm not training, I'm playing Xbox. I also play poker too. I play Texas Hold'em, but I've been playing Xbox pretty much every single day since I was I don't know, a long time ago. Um, I've been playing Siege, Rainbow Six Siege a lot. And I don't play things I can't do things casually. I can't just hop on a game and play like to chill. I'm playing ranked and I'm trying my absolute hardest. We have strategies. I'm playing Call of Duty ranked, Warzone ranked. I only play like ranked game modes. I don't like just chilling on games. I go in there to sweat my absolute hardest. So it's not even downtime. I think my heart rate might be higher on my video games sometimes.
Hilarious to hear. Now, when it comes to your video game addiction, I mean, do you think you'd ever stream one day or anything like that?
So I'm actually literally outside of a Best Buy right now
Okay.
because
Oh yeah.
because I was streaming a lot and then my Instagram got banned, so I wasn't streaming anymore. Got it back, and then my mom's basement flooded, Wi-Fi went out. I have to get new Wi-Fi stuff so I can start streaming again because I was gonna stream today. So that's funny you asked that because I'm about to
That's
start the
hilarious.
stream back up today.
That's awesome. That's definitely cool to hear that you're definitely back in your streaming stuff. So with your streaming, I mean, what game do you think you're gonna try to stream the most?
I play a lot of UFC 5 too. I think that just resonates with my fan base more because
Okay.
it's mixed martial arts. There's this new game called Ready or Not. I've been playing with my friends. I think we're going to try to stream that today. But I also play Call of Duty and Rainbow Six Siege. I can and Fortnite. I don't know. There's a million options. I think UFC is my best option if I want to like retain viewers and bring in new people. Like through martial arts, through my niche. Um, I'll probably do that, but I do want to try streaming other things like Phasmophobia, which is like a scary game, and I want to try to grow. I don't want to be in this box of MMA. I want to be a content creator through and through. I want to be my niche. I want to be my brand. So I want to elevate myself through the world of mixed martial arts. I want to be, a content creator for everyone to, digest, not just people who train. So I'm trying to expand myself into that world and, hopefully make it not just as a fighter, but, as a streamer, because let's be honest, fighting doesn't make you shit money. You have to put yourself out there. You have to market yourself. You have to grow your brand if you want to make any kind of money in this game. So that's what I'm trying to do right now is just grow my brand, grow my personality, and because fighting won't pay the bills, but doing things on your own, and helping grow yourself will. You see fighters in the UFC who have 10,000 Instagram followers, and I just know they're not getting brand deals. I know making they're making 15,000 for every fight, and they're in the UFC, and that's just you're fighting 2 times a year. It's like that's just not paying the bills, and you're in the UFC, so you got to grow yourself. That was the whole point of that.
I definitely think growing yourself and what you're doing is really important. I mean, especially someone on the amateur scene that has that many followers is definitely impressive, man. So keep up the good work, kind of like what you're doing. And another thing I was curious about, obviously you mentioned you like to play UFC 5, but who are maybe some of your favorite fighters that you like to watch, maybe in the UFC or even other leagues?
Yeah, that's a good question. My favorite fighters, definitely Corey Sandhagen is my favorite for sure. I actually just met him in Vegas a few weeks ago, and that was a surreal moment. I was talking to this girl, and we were just chopping it up, and she was like, "Who's your favorite fighter?" And I said, "Corey Sandhagen." And I was at like this party, and she's like, "I don't know who that is," and I was like, "I didn't expect you to." I swear to God, 2 minutes later, Corey Sandhagen walks right up to me, right, like not up to me, but right next to me. And I looked up, I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Hold on, hold on, I gotta go handle some business." So I went and talked to him for a little bit. That was super cool. But yeah, Corey Sandhagen, I definitely take a lot from him. Obviously, Sean O'Malley, I take a lot from him. I take a lot from him on the outside of fighting too, like all of his mental stuff and growing social media. Um, Another guy I really love watching is Peter Yan. He's if you know game, Peter Yan is always a good time to watch. His striking his fight yesterday was so fun. Um, who else? Who else? Who else? Who got me into this sport, which might sound random, was Khabib. Khabib was my favorite fighter for a long time. He got me into the sport, and yeah, TJ, Dominic Cruz. I could go on forever, but those are some of the main guys that I try to emulate and take a lot from. TJ as of recently, because half of my comment section is people just calling me an off-brand TJ Dillashaw.
I definitely could see it a little bit with those comments. It's definitely hilarious, man. Now you mentioned Khabib kind of got you into MMA. I mean, what in particular was that reason?
Well, my first UFC card that I watched, and I'm sure with a lot of people, was Conor and Khabib.
Yeah,
That
sure.
was the first card I watched, and I was a wrestler. and just seeing how dominant wrestling could be in MMA. That's what kind of first sparked my interest with the sport. Was just seeing that Connor was so charismatic and a great dominant striker, and all it took was some wrestling to just continue to take him down. And I just liked winning, and I saw that Khabib was just a winner, and he just won and won and won. Um, so I continued to follow him in his career, and that kind of got me into the sport. And then when he fought Justin Gaethje, I remember I was at a wrestling camp, and I had like 70 kids around me watching on my phone him versus Justin Gaethje, because I like I was wearing a Khabib shirt. I like spread the word to everyone. I was like a Khabib super fan, and yeah, I don't know. Khabib's dominance just really piqued my interest, and that's what got me into the sport. And then the first card that I bought was Henry Cejudo versus TJ Dillashaw, because Henry was a wrestler, so I was really just interested in all the wrestlers that were getting into the sport and started following them, because I was just a huge wrestling fan and I wrestled myself. So yeah, I would say all the wrestlers were kind of like my gateway into the sport, like Khabib and Henry and DC.
You mentioned that Henry Cejudo and TJ Dillashaw fight. I mean, that was kind of like right around when that flyweight purge was kind of happening. I mean, what did you kind of think about all that?
I was like scared. I've had this vision in my head. I like to visualize a lot. And I had this vision in my head that I can just be the 125-pound champion. That's always been in my head. I will be the 125-pound champion. And when that was all happening, I thought to myself, well, I can't be the 125-pound champion if they take it away. Uh, so I wasn't, that was me first getting into the sport. So I wasn't like super concerned about it yet. I think the 125-pound division, I think it'll be fine. I don't think anything will ever happen to it. But yeah, at that point, that was a little worrisome for me just because I'm a smaller guy. I didn't want to see that go. I think 125 is the most, technical division in the sport, because you have to be. You have to be the best fighters in the world at smaller weight classes. You don't have really the power that transcends and can carry you through a fight. You got to be well rounded everywhere. So I think if you know game, 125 and 135 are two of the most fun divisions to watch. And I think it would be a shame if they ever do decide to hash out the division. But yeah.
I definitely think that would be a bad idea if they hashed it out. But yeah, that was definitely a weird period for the UFC, no doubt about it. But Kyle, man, it's been awesome having you on the show. I really appreciate you taking the time. What's maybe your final message out there for the fans watching this video?
Um, my final message. Oh, a lot of weight. I would say final message is to be nice to someone today. Go give someone random a compliment. Tell them their chain looks nice, they smell good, hair looks good, whatever. That can go a long way. I think just be nice to someone. Tell someone you love them. Um, thank God that you're here and you got another beautiful day on this earth, and be grateful. That's what I would say. Just be grateful that you're here right now.
I definitely think that's a pretty cool message, no doubt about it. And Kyle, man, we're looking forward to your upcoming fight and enjoy your streaming later today, my man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you for having me on, and yeah, this was fun.